This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.
Welcome back. The Bahamas Communications and Public Officers Union President Dino Roll hoping for a better turnout for their elections today after the poll last week was deemed invalid by the Department of Labor. Jcn's news team contacted the BCPOU president to find out his expectations.
What I do expect is I was appealing to all of our members to come out and participate and vote for the candidate of their choice, and I'm hoping that a good number of the membership do come out and support the elections. And that's where I'm at. I'm just looking for a better participation because last polling day on the 15th, the response was pretty weak. It was, we had around 50% or less thereabout of members participating, and I'm hoping we have a larger turnout this time.
Now, the BCPOU elections were held last week on July 15th, where BCPOU members voted in favor of Sherry Benjamin as president, but the Department of Labor declared the results invalid, forcing BCPOU members to return to the polls. Incumbent President Roll shared why this issue happened.
We were advised by the Department of Labor after the poll of last week that there was an omission inadvertently, albeit that the Register of Trade Unions wasn't advised of two of the polling stations, namely in Andros and Cat Island. And notwithstanding the fact that ballots were sent to those areas and the persons participated in the vote, because those polls were not designated by the minister in accordance with the Industrial Relations Act, they could not accept the returns from those two stations, and thus disenfranchising the members in Andros on Cat Island.
As a result of this, the Department of Labor advised that the BCPOU will have to redo the elections. The polls closed at 5 p.m. today, and Mr. Roll advises that counting of the ballots will continue into the evening. Our news team will have an update for you on those results in tomorrow's newscast. Off the heels of scores of Bahamas Power and Light employees across the country calling in sick yesterday over mounting frustrations over outstanding issues, BPL held a press conference to make it clear that the company is and has been eager to sign an industrial agreement with the Bahamas Electrical Workers Union. CEO of BPL, Whitney Hasty, spoke, saying that BPL was made aware of the planned sick-out and made the necessary actions to ensure it would not affect their customers.
I think over the last 24 hours since the release of an internal document was made public, the notice came out that there was going to be a potential sick-out as a result of the company trying to negotiate in good faith, but however that was not received in the like. And so what we would have experienced today was certainly a number of employees not showing up to work. The most important thing for us is to make sure that the customer and the level of service that we provide to our customers is uninterrupted.
The IA expired in April of 2018, and BPL asserts that every increment and bonus has been paid up to June 30th, 2021. They also reiterate that despite the depressed economy as a result of COVID-19, no employee was laid off, and they continue to meet all financial obligations under the expired contract. When asked if BPL is prepared for the sick-out to continue, Mr. Hasty says this.
No, I think it's a very valid question. We always give concern relative to the duration of such events, and certainly if the sick-out goes beyond what we would anticipate, then yeah, you've got a contingency plan that is set to work for so many days. So, for instance, we do have people that can work up to 16 hours a day, based on the actual industrial agreement. We do have contingencies such that they can take breaks and then come back. But we don't want this to go on for days on end, right? So we look for this to come to a speedy, resolution so that we can move the business on in a normal way. However, if it doesn't, we will continue to run this business with uninterrupted supply to our customers.
BPL now awaits the union's counteroffer so that negotiations can continue in good faith. BPL executives also could not give an official number as to how many employees did not show up for their shift. National Security Minister Marvin Dames and Chief of Police Paul Roll urging Bahamians to follow all COVID-19 guidelines this upcoming holiday week as the country battles its way through another wave of COVID-19. Here's Laurencia Smith with that report.
Officers will have their boots on the ground this upcoming Emancipation Day, also known as August Monday. The holiday weekend will see law enforcement officers beefing up their patrols in the communities. Commissioner of Police Paul Roll telling reporters on Thursday during a sideline interview at the Police Training College that he's already given his officers their orders as recently the competent authority adjusted COVID-19 guidelines.
Yeah, I just signed the operation order for the holiday this morning. And we'll be continuing our efforts and stepping it up as usual on these holidays. And I still ask persons, to abide by these provisions. Those bars are prohibited, and if we find them, we'll be taking action.
Under the orders, curfew here in New Providence, Grand Bahama, North and South Eleuthera, including Harbor Island, is now 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. Social gatherings and political campaigns are limited to 5 people, providing that all people are fully vaccinated. Another amendment to the orders is that religious service here in the capital in Grand Bahama are limited to 33% of capacity of the facility, with services limited to an hour. With more than 1,400 cases of COVID-19 in country and more than 100 persons in hospital, National Security Minister Marvin Dames also stressing to the public to follow the COVID-19 orders. As he says, they are put in place for our overall safety. The minister adds this.
We see this playing out in every country around the world. It's about personal responsibility, okay? The law can't enforce if you're in your home having a party. We have to take personal responsibility. If we go to church, if we go to an event, it's very important to wear your mask.
COVID-19 guidelines in the country has been adjusted several times since March of 2020. I'm Laurencia Smith for Jcn News.
The Ministry of Public Works teaming up with Tyler Technologies, the largest public sector software company in North America, to launch the Electronic Plan Review and Inspection System. EPRIS is a software that will increase accessibility, responsiveness, and efficiency by streamlining, automating, and integrating business processes and practices. The virtual ceremony launch was held yesterday with representatives from Tyler Technologies and MOPW, including Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Public Works, Desmond Bannister.
I'm pleased to advise that the implementation of the EPRIS program will permit all of the agencies involved in the building permit process to review drawings concurrently. This is expected to reduce the processing time of residential applications 15 days, 2 weeks, and commercial applications to 30 days or 1 month on average. As you will all be aware, it's been this government's mandate to improve sustainability, substantially the ease of doing business in the country. An important aspect, part of achieving this objective, is the improvement in the processing of construction permits.
When fully implemented, the length of time it takes to process a permit will be reduced from the current average of 55 to 75 days to 15 days for residential and 30 days for commercial applications on average. Customers will also be able to pay for permit applications online.
Tyler Technologies brings a great deal of experience and success in implementing this type of software system. I'm advised they have already begun laying the groundwork for the implementation of our EPRIS system. When the system is fully implemented, understand that it will facilitate real-time tracking of permit applications, GIS mapping for plan review and inspection processing, automated permit fee calculations and online payments, improve customer service through the availability and tracking of the permit status. More importantly, it will enhance the ease of simultaneously increasing the speed of review and processing building permit applications.
The EPRIS project is expected to be launched in 6 months when the system will be made available to the public for the fully automated submission of permit applications. You're watching Jcn News. Stay with us.
This segment of the news is brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.